Yoo-hoo.
Hello.
Hello, neighbor.
How are you?
Hello, people out there in television land. If you're watching us on your big screen TV, which is the best way to watch the
On
two halves,
YouTube. Yeah,
or
well, you could do
listening.
it.
I
You can do it
probably,
on your big screen TV.
yeah, I did today.
I haven't done it yet. I'm
Yeah,
gonna try it.
yeah. So, we've got a YouTube app on our smart TV, and I watch a lot of YouTube there. I usually don't watch the two half squads, but today I did, and I was just thinking, dang, Jeff, you just get better looking every week.
And what did you think about me? The same thing?
You too. We look
Well,
great
this
in
is
color.
episode 257.
257, yeah. And this is the Two Half Squads, the one and only podcast dedicated
Oh,
100%. Wait a minute, let me get the script. Greatest game in the world. I can't read the rest.
Advanced Squad Leader.
Oh, thank you. Yes, and I'm Jeff,
And I'm Dave.
and he's
What?
Dave, and I'm Jeff, and here we
I'm
go again for another
Dave.
crazy time. How are you, Dave? You look well.
Good. I'm feeling well today. Uh-huh.
Good.
Bite.
Were you not feeling well or?
No, I just feel, sometimes you just feel average and sometimes you actually feel good,
Yeah,
you know, kind of like, oh, my muscles feel good and I
yeah.
feel thinner than I actually am and I
Yes,
feel smarter than I actually am. I was
yes.
actually thinking about that, about the brain. Like, oh, we're going to do this and this on the show. We're going to be all prepared instead of like normal.
Yeah, that would be good.
And I'm feeling really sharp, although my recall is still struggling. But whose isn't these days?
Yeah, there's just I don't know. I've got a dear friend. He's not a deer, but he's a friend. I also have an elk friend. I have a dear friend who is constantly worrying that his brain is going to deteriorate and turn into mush. And I don't know if it's in his DNA. He did one of those 23andMe things, and maybe it's in there. And I actually have, or maybe it's in his family history. So he's constantly doing things like for breakfast every morning he has two raw eggs in a glass. He puts two raw eggs in a glass and
Like
drinks it
that.
down.
That's if he wants to be Rocky,
That's what I
the
thought. If you
boxer.
want rocks in your head, just talk like this.
Yeah, not the
Yeah,
other
I
Rocky.
don't know. Yeah, Adrian,
Hey,
Adrian,
Rocky
I don't know.
or
Yeah,
Bullwinkle. Wait, Rocky. He
yeah,
was the squirrel, right?
different Rocky. Yeah, I get those two confused too. Hey, Adrian, hey, Bullwinkle. Hey, what is it? Yeah, so he does that, and he for lunch every day he has a can of sardines because the fish oil is good for you.
Yeah, yeah,
But he's
yeah.
still dumb as dirt.
Well, one guy took fish supplements like a lot, and they measure it, and every day they can measure like that thing, omega, whatever, and it didn't make any difference. And he took a lot of it. Now that
Mm,
was a supplement, but I think he may have also ate fish then. I think well, I should double check. But it's very, very hard to actually upgrade. But you always do want to eat well,
yes,
right?
always a good idea. And yeah, I read a lot of stuff about vitamins, pros and cons, and there doesn't seem to be much evidence at all that eating vitamins really makes a difference, which is too bad because it's a huge industry and they've got a lot of my money.
And they say you put all your eggs in one stock basket.
Yeah,
Vitamin supplements.
yeah.
I see them on the shelf behind you there too.
I don't think so.
Oh no, I don't. That's our
Oh,
product placement. It's funny, folks that are
yeah.
listening at home. Jeff's room has changed. He has boxes of ASL facing the camera instead of just sideways in like the bookcase game. And I do too. And so we
Yeah.
both spontaneously did the
Great
same
minds think
thing.
alike.
Yeah, it's the seventh show for YouTube, and we just now thought of it.
Yeah. We're kind of slow on the uptake.
But you do have your cool rocket visible there.
Yes.
It's a Lego.
My Lego Apollo 11.
It's crazy good. And have been painting. Actually, what was it I was finishing? Oh, all the minis for my friend Bill Hanks. He got them, loved them, and I got to paint D&D again.
There's a handsome character.
The Manticore. Did you guys fought this, right, Jeff?
Whoa.
When you fought him, he was still not painted. Isn't that correct? I think.
I think that is correct. Look at that face.
Yeah, I had the original one here, painted probably 10 years ago. Reaper.
Those claws.
And then the second one, I did the stripey thing. He matches the 5E mini. And so, Jeff, you thought it'd be okay for me to post some of these pictures on our Twitter feed, mini stuff?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Really cool. I've been following a lot of miniature gamers for us, and so a lot of cool pictures of the minis. And then I started the saber-toothed cat.
Oh, excellent.
And that's just the base coat with a wash of dark brown on it, and the wash is uneven, so you gotta wait till I come back over this and dry brush and highlight.
Okay.
And then run another wash down through the crevasses, the dents.
Yeah.
And then that baby's gonna look really good. But it's not a bad start. But remember how long I've had that? It's the giant, like it's over a foot long mastodon in the tar pit.
Right.
And this cat sits on the mastodon's back, clawing into it.
Oh.
It's got this wolf that's over on the side.
Always violent. Nature is violent.
Barking. Yeah, like when your dog attacked those baby bunnies.
Oh, yeah.
That was scary. So anyway, that's what I've been.
It's hard watching that. Those look great. You're doing
I guess I'll have
good work.
I'll have to post pictures on the website for those listeners that aren't watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
And what have you been up to then?
Working, and Robin and I, the number of nice days that remain this year are growing few. And so whenever we get up in the morning, we look at the forecast, and if it looks like it's going to be a nice day, we try to get out. So last week there was one nice day and an otherwise pretty crummy week, really unseasonably cold here in the Chicago area. But we took the day and we went to the Morton Arboretum, which is a very large nature preserve in the western suburbs of Chicago. And I haven't been there in a lot of years.
Didn't you cancel your Vassal game with a good friend that day to go?
Yes, I did, with my friend Dave. Oh, then it was Tuesday. That's right. Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Morton
and so we drove down there and spent, I don't know, probably 4 hours there. It's expensive to get in there. It's $15 per person.
Yeah, it is. We turned around once, I think, because we had half a day and we thought maybe it was not going to be that expensive. So
yeah,
it wasn't worth it for half the day.
It used to be $5 for a carload of people, but now, and they've got a lot more stuff there. I mean, it's not cool. Just a forest preserve. It's curated and structured, and they have displays of various flora. And we were interested in the evergreens and the coniferous forest areas. So we went and looked at all that stuff and just had a great time. And on the way back, we decided to stop in downtown Arlington Heights, where we live, and dine outside. We have still not dined in of doors anywhere since this whole thing began, but they did have outdoor dining, and they had those big heaters outside, and it was kind of cool out, as I mentioned, and they turned on these big heaters, and they had one too close to this gigantic plate glass window in front of their restaurant, and they heated it up a little too hot, and a gigantic crack appeared in it.
No.
While we were sitting there, we heard what's that funny creaking sound? And we could see the crack going across the glass, and it's like, uh-oh. Excuse us. Uh-oh.
Wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah. Maybe it was a defective window, but
is that right? Yeah. So maybe just do it. Let them all do it. Get that herd immunity going. Maybe. And then I'll come out later.
I think everybody has to do what's right for them. But if you do what I do, that's even better.
Well, you want to do what's right for others when you're out, though.
Well, Absolutely true.
Yeah,
Yes.
unless you're just with your other
Please.
friends, right?
Yeah.
So,
Please.
but yeah, we had Adam sleeping in the garage in the tent.
Did you really?
Yeah,
I
and
love that. I
he
love
went
that.
he went
Hi,
to
Dad.
the
I'm home. No, you're not.
we
You're in the
put a heater.
garage.
He was totally fine. It was chilly,
Yeah.
but you know, it's like camping. So,
Yeah.
but although he was asking about the inside bathroom, and Laura's more restrictive on that. She's just
Mm.
really trying to protect me. Some people think I'm overweight. I don't know where they get the idea.
I
And
don't either.
um, so Adam went to the bathroom in the outhouse at the park, the little
Oh,
green, and he filmed himself in there and sent it to the family on the Snapchat. Look,
wow.
I have to go in here. He probably wasn't really going at that time, but he was
Well,
making
I
it
hope
look
not.
like, yeah.
Yeah. How
But
far is that? How far is that from your house?
just that's the one on Maple, the corner right there by the Catholic Church, one more block over.
Oh, okay. Okay. Not too
The
bad.
bike trail picks up right
Yeah.
there. So, but we have been doing Vassal and D&D like we've been talking about. So
Yeah.
great.
And it's funny how quickly I think, and I probably mentioned this before, but how quickly this has become kind of normal for us. And it's been a very good experience. You and I have played D&D, and that's worked out really well. You had an additional camera there to show the landscape and the creatures that you had painted and stuff, because you can't play D&D with Dave without having his creatures be there that he spent so
Well,
much time in.
yeah, remember we did it at first, going back to just the imagination and pencil and
Yeah.
paper. But I do love showing these things off. So
Yeah. And my imagination is black and white. So having your stuff there in color was really nice. And I've been continuing. I've been in a couple of groups where we play 4-player games using Vassal. We've played Space Empires, as I mentioned. We played Successors, which we've now finished, and now next week we're going to start Sword of Rome.
Oh, next week Thursday night's a Bears game, I think. So you should
Oh, is it?
postpone that.
You want me to postpone it? Okay. All right. Go Bears.
They lost today, but they
They
lost.
lost. Okay. Sorry for your
Hey,
loss.
should we jump in?
Yeah, let's try
Version 3. Do you have your version 2 or 1 with you?
I do. I have the version that you so generously gave me. At least you haven't billed me yet, so I assume this
because
is.
I kept the version 3 we got from Ritter Krieg.
Yeah, that's okay.
Purveyor of fine ASL products. Everyone.
Ding ding. Where's the bell?
You don't hear me doing it?
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
I got it on a muffling thing because it was way crazy loud last time. So if you look at your version 2, I'll look at my version 3.
Let me grab my glasses. Stand by.
Thank Derek Ritter. Everyone should go to rittercreek.com and get some great ASL stuff there. Free shipping, but please buy more than just one little thing. Otherwise, and there's great discounts on products at rittercreek.com. And I took notes on this, so I'm going to switch to my notes.
Did you tell them about the free shipping?
I did. Yep. Did it while you were gone. LFT charts 3rd edition.
What?
So my front compared to your front. Now I can't see I have my notes up and not my camera, so I hope I'm close, whatever.
You are, yeah.
Yeah. So yours we have the same thing going, but in this version, it has the number of the IFT chart in every column. So if you roll the 6, you don't have to look to the left to see the number 6 going down the left side of version 3. It's in every column in light green. I don't know if you can see it there. Light green.
That's it. So, my life is complete.
That's a great improvement, a truly great improvement to not, it's every column. You don't have to look back to the left and run your finger along the edge, especially as people get older like Jeff is.
Someday we're going to look back on this, Dave, and we're going to say, remember the old days when you had to look over to the left column to see what your dice number was?
It also has the vehicle, starred vehicle line along the bottom and the top.
Oh, that is nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. On the bottom. Right. I have that too.
Oh, you do have it on the bottom?
The starred vehicle, yeah.
Oh, do you have it at the top also?
No.
Oh, this is also.
Okay, go ahead.
Also at the top here.
Okay.
And Now, if we go to page 2 of these new rat charts, I did a really intricate planning for this.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Yeah.
Page 2, the 2 IFT, oh, it's the same as yours. But who cares about the 2 IFT chart? It's too hard to memorize it. Page 3.
Oh, the IIFT you're saying. Yes. Gotcha.
Sorry.
Okay. Right. Yep.
What's the full name? Incremental IFT.
Yes.
The page 3 and 4 are now the to hit and to kill charts.
Oh, okay.
Well,
right. Okay. Instead of the close combat and.
No, I'm sorry. So you can see below the IIFT is the close combat.
Yeah.
When you turn it, wrong page. It's page 4 and 5. Yeah, they have little page numbers in the bottom. Is yours?
Yes.
See, page 4 and 5 on this version are now the to hit and the to kill charts because you're going to use them all the time.
Yes, all the time.
Smart move.
As opposed to 4 and 5 on here, where the concealment, loss, gain, and sniper attacks and searching and stuff. Yeah, searching you wouldn't use that often.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is smarter. So you're really using these first 4 or 5 pages the most.
Yes. Right.
Then page 6 is the old page 4. Yeah, what you were just discussing, the concealment, gain, loss.
Okay.
I have at page 7. Jeff and I have been adding little notes, like things we found that weren't on the chart, just as a matter, like searching is ×2 in bamboo. Remember that, Jeff? We're
all
those things.
Yeah.
TI searching makes you TI. I just put a note there in a marker. Sniper checks. So there's a few things I suppose. Well, there's a lot any of these pages could have added, but these are things we liked. Now the gain loss table, they added page 6, but it's now page 7. Okay. They added black bars between the titles, and I think it does help give them a pop. Oh, all these titles have a black bar now, right?
I see. Yeah.
I thought it was easier to read them. The white letters on black. Sniper attack. Yeah, maybe that's not such a big deal. Some pages have different tabs. They ring one up at the bar and they left it unpaid.
You thought I wasn't listening.
I wrote that joke in, so I didn't even know it was a joke when I just read it. Well, halfway through. They have different tabs. Now, page 8 is new. So what's your old page 8, Jeff?
My page 8 was a continuation of the capabilities of nationalities.
Yeah.
This one, 6, 7, and 8 for me were all nationality stuff.
Yeah, you can see this page 8 has stuff that I don't think you have. Molotov and sewers.
Oh, nice.
Molotov and sewers. 9. I didn't make a note on it. It's similar then to one that you have. In this version, page 10. Oh, yes, they dared to use the swastika German flag.
Ah, interesting. That kind of stands out, doesn't it?
Gutsy. But they used all the flags. So the Finnish flag by the nationality traits. That's different. That is the same flag I have on my counter trays for the Germans. So
yeah, I recognize that. Yeah.
So they added the flags along there. They now, except they got a few wrong because they're different than the flags I had on some of my counter trays. So they must have got some wrong. It wouldn't be me.
No, it wouldn't be you.
Who Googled Finnish flag World War II and then took whatever popped up. So yeah, I'm sure there's a right. The Italians in your nationality now feature these special Italian new Italian counters that were published by
Ah,
Broken Ground Design. Broken Ground. Um, and also by LFT, I think, the French counters. So remember, we covered it in a previous episode.
yeah.
You can get a whole set of different counters because people argued that the Italians in ASL from MMP were not good enough to show the true variety of
Mm.
firepower and morale that they should have in different situations. So that's been added in here. That's new for you. The Japanese, the Italian. I think there's an additional German section on the top here. Well, why would I think? Why wouldn't I know? Yeah, yeah, they have the. Yeah, I think maybe these kind of counters came out with the Bounding Fire, the different elites, the circle box. No, that's normal. Just ignore what I'm saying then. Um, Japanese now actually have a printed stripe on their counter numbers, like a 346 has got a red stripe through it. Am I lining that up right?
Yes, you are.
So that's added. That's new. So some of the artistic touches are
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Again, Jeff and I have added some notes about the Japanese, like hip 10% fractions rounded up. That wasn't on this list. The French have Foreign Legion and Free French in their section, which you
Wow.
do not have.
I do not.
And it looks like the Russian rat astronaut pictured on your version of the Russian section,
Mm-hmm.
he's been removed.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
So much for anachronisms.
Yeah.
He's now on page 21
What is he really?
on
He
mine.
moved. How about
Yeah.
that?
Did they have a space program in 1945, Jeff?
Not that I recall. All right, we're recording again, and let's see how this looks if I share my screen for high water mark.
Wow, we've played a lot. We played Wise's War, Samurai Sunset, a second game of that, War Without Quarter, Tanzanboko Raid, High Watermark, Just Fighting Through, We Know Where They Are, Bailey's Demise, and Maximum Aggression. We've been busy.
We have.
We've been good boys. High Watermark, Endgame.
And do you see my screen now?
I don't see the game. Oh, it's coming up. Oh, that's the beginning. So that, Jeff, shows all your hidden guys.
Yeah, so this setup, I played the Americans, David played the Japanese, and in this scenario, there are two different setup areas for the Americans. They've got this hill in front here on the left as you're looking at it, which the Americans need to set up on it or within a couple hexes of it. And they don't have a lot here, but most importantly, they've just got a few squads here, but they also have a leader with a field phone, not a field radio, but a field phone. And I elected to put this guy off the top of the main hill and just kind of in the back a little bit here so that he could see down this.
W18 for the people who don't have the movie up.
Right, yes.
They can look at Edson's Ridge board if you have that, folks, or look it up on Vassal.
Yeah.
And then, to win, I had to get points for the second hill, 120. Was it like 3 victory points per hex or something I could get? But I had to get it like 26 points total. So I had to exit also. Take the hill, at least some of it, and exit.
Right. Exit off the right side of the board.
Yeah, and you're seeing my initial setup of the concealments. They're all cloaking counters.
Right.
And yeah, Jeff had all those guys hidden in the front. And you had some in the back. Yeah, I remember it now as each one popped up. Yeah. And then, so what was interesting about it? Strategically, I think, Jeff, your defense, you didn't have a lot of choices. You had to be in those areas.
Yeah, I had to set up within a couple hexes of these two hills. I couldn't be spread out any further than that. The guys in the back were all under no move counters. So.
And the front, but yeah.
Yes, the front too.
It's night.
And yes, it's a night scenario.
So your field phone had to be that close.
Yes.
So the American's going to lose that at some point, right?
Yes.
Most likely. And then the Japanese could just move all the way around the woods along the north and south and try not to be seen at all, right? Because American can't move, and bypass that hill. I chose to go at that hill. Why did I choose that? Maybe I should not have done that.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want them shooting you from behind while you're attacking the other hill.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Right. So I wanted to wipe out those positions, which I don't even remember at the end game. I think you still had a squad in W17. But I had to give up because we counted out enough I couldn't get off. So that first wave came on. That second wave is what you see off on the left side. So if you look at the scenario card, everybody, you see there's a second wave coming on. And that had my radio, and I could make a kill stack. And my radio, he got lost at night, strayed. He ended up, Jeff, down in the woods and then had to come back up the hill. I don't think you realized that. But and I did send troops along the north edge to try and shoot off the board. But, you know, they ended up having to fight their way up the hill because I couldn't win without taking at least 2 or 3 of those hill hexes. So it does make you fight for them. And exit squads. I just ran out of time. And the problem was at the end game. Do you have that one you want to show? Or?
Yeah, let me see here. I can get this up.
And I sent troops along the south also. I never got to do a bonsai chart. That was a failure. If you're playing the Japanese, you for sure want to figure a way to do that. I think my leaders got killed. For sure they got killed out on that second hill, and I couldn't do a bonsai charge.
Right.
I think you have to have a leader to do one. And so at the end game, I had mortars firing, and it's night, so you use your star shells. And I ended up taking, it looks like 2 or 3 of those hill hexes, and then we counted out enough points wouldn't be able to get off the board. So
here's our map. Here's our map toward the end game.
The Americans got reinforcements in hex DD15. A 10-2 came on board.
9-2.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's way off on the right.
Yes.
Your 10-2 is already on the board. So then this 9-2 comes on with the little half squad. But that, folks, is enough to make you lose the game as a Japanese, is you have to run by them to get off at the end game. It seemed like 7 turns is not a lot of turns to cross, take the hill, and get off. So Japanese keep moving. And again, I couldn't have my guys move through the jungles up there to go off because I needed them to take the hill, which I finally got the hill taken. So the Japanese it's night, you can try and move up and jump into the combats. I went red. Oh, I think I had to go red numbers when I was the attacker.
Right.
The extra neg one, we had a lot of lethal melees. I don't know if I just got luckier this game, Jeff, than last game. The one game, the Americans kept winning all the melees. Oh, they were 5 firepower against 4s. This time I tried to take 2 squads in on you.
Yeah.
8-5, 6-5. So I still had 1-1 with red numbers and et cetera, et cetera. So there you go. I thought your defense was real solid, as people could see it in that first image.
It worked out okay. The thing that I always wonder about is where to put the field phone. I think the position, I always have these images of OBA coming in and obliterating stacks of squads, but that's rarely what happens. Usually what really happens is it just hinders you. You end up going around it. You get some guys that are stuck in it, but otherwise you just have to go around it or you have to wait. And because I kind of tied up, I was able to place the OBA pretty close to this open gap. Well, right on that open gap between the woods on either side. It kind of tied you up there. Slowed you down enough, I think. It probably slowed you down a turn or 2. Otherwise, you would have been able to walk through there. Now, the funny thing about that is when we went to use the field phone and I drew the card, I drew a red card right away. Remember that?
Yes.
And we decided draw again.
Yeah, we weren't going to let that happen.
Yeah, because what fun is a field phone if you draw a red card on the first draw? So that was nice of you. Yeah, we wanted to continue on, and we're always pretty loose when we play. So if we forget something or want to go back or have a really bad roll like that, we do it again or draw.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, tell me about this scenario.
This is called Lawless Ways, HS27, and it is on Riley's Road board. That's not the whole board, but that's about 3/4 of it. And there is a thin blue line here. The Germans, this is the end game, all those Germans started all in here. 8, 16, 17, about 20 squads, 5 tanks, 6 tanks, couple half tracks and a radio, and we had Dave needed to take these victory points here. The V pops up. That's hex U17. This one here, where I could set up, but it's adjacent to him. Oh, it's not enlarging. So whatever that is, the building at the bottom left, and then back over in here.
I'm not seeing, when you're saying here, I'm not seeing anything.
Oh, PP23? You're in my room, right?
I'm in your room. I'm synchronized. I'm showing your map. Are you clicking on things or?
Yeah, but it enlarges it for me, but not for you.
Ah, okay.
So I can circle the arrow a little better.
Can you see that? If I can
How do we make that circle again with
control click.
control click? So this is one.
Yes, good. Okay, that works.
This is one.
Okay.
And it's nice it makes them enlarged for me so I can read off the number without getting
Yeah.
the big board out. Here's some victory hexes all back in here. 3 of them. PP23.
Are those all buildings? I can't quite tell.
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, because you're not getting the enlargement. So yeah,
Right.
these are all buildings. And you can see they're like some of the only buildings on the board. And there's a victory hex LL21 in here.
Mm-hmm.
And then next to that are 2 foxholes. And so there's just one building up there on that hill. Notice this is one big long hill all the way across. Dave was having some problems with that. It's the cutaway view. See this cutaway view over here. It shows you where they, show through the grain. I'll make it
Okay.
larger in a minute too. And there's one victory hex back here somewhere. Yeah, but back in here is a house. One house, and I put out 2 foxholes in front of it. And then the reinforcements come on over here, which is north of the road. It's 2 4.58, a light machine gun, a 9-neg-1, where that red circle is. And so they come on anywhere along north of this road. So they had an option to come join a fight for hex II-12 over there. But as far as the story goes, just we'll do a little storytelling. For strategy, I didn't have a good one for the British. It was difficult. Dave came. I had 2 guns, one down here. So let's zoom it up a little. Down here in AA-29. And that gun was facing backward, hoping his tanks would blow by and I'd get all these rear shots. Well, all his tanks ended up along this road like hex BB 24, 25, CC 25 here. And the gun was getting overrun by infantry, of course. So, hey, folks, listen to this. Have a way to stop his infantry from just crossing this field of plowed grass and jumping into melee on your gun. So I had to turn the gun, blasted him. It worked. I broke a whole stack. He didn't really figure I was in there. But then he brought tanks down from the back side of this building here, hex BB-27, etc., and obviously wiped that out. Now, his radio is just sitting in hex FF-27 there with nobody, because I kept killing his leader with a shot from back here in PP-23, way back here. Kept shooting at the radio guy, right?
Yeah.
So,
wow,
that was kind of cool.
That's
you can
quite
see I did kill a tank, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't stop these tanks. Now, up in the north, I held out a little hope. I was definitely going to lose this thing. This is turn 6, we quit. So, up at the victory hex U-17, I had a futile idea that I was going to be able to take this hidden gun. It was hid initial placed there in the red circle. He went right by it. He went right. He even said, I guess I should search that house, and then he never did. So I started to try to push that gun. I wanted to get to from hex V18 to V17 and shoot that tank he's got sitting here in U16 right in the rear.
Oh, nice.
How'd
that go?
I couldn't get it pushed out of the building. I rolled an 11. And then I was going to run the reinforcements. This squad in U17, this victory hex by the tank, they're broken. So I was all excited. And this CX guy coming at me, he was an afterthought. He's coming back to help hold the building. So I thought I could blow up that tank, run all of these reinforcement troops up here, down this road, and jump in that building. So then I took them all as a stack, ran right into hex M12, and Dave hit me with the gun I don't know what I was thinking, Jeff. you know. So then I said, let's redo it. So I tried running down from here U12, U13 with one squad, and then sneaking the other two trying to get into this building, and they can't make it. They're short a hex. They can only make it to that road hex. So anyway,
what did you redo? Just that one turn?
just that little attack to see
Just
that
attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can this happen? Can you get by this tank? It doesn't have a turret. And
Right.
the answer is pretty much no. He didn't have enough movement to get in the building either to give your guys a chance of surviving in Hex U17. So that was futile anyway. Man, you're the German. Just pull up and plug away. I couldn't find a way. I don't know if it's I didn't look on Roar, or I forgot what Roar says, but
So this is all plowed fields, right?
yeah,
There's no cover
open
as you're
ground.
running here. It looks like there's some slopes going on there, but
There are. They don't help too much. You can get your tank up on a slope and get a shot over these hedges. So watch for that.
yeah.
Players who play this, the German, watch for that. I started up lined up behind this hedge here.
Give me a click
uh,
on that for me, would you?
Fold. There we go.
Okay.
All
All right.
around this in this row, GG. But you got to back out. You'll break eventually, And you can see I stuck a mortar in that corner there to try and cover that field, but you're just going to get shot up. So maybe it's better to hoard up around these foxholes in the back with these lower buildings down all in here. That's all I can say. We played for this building in a different scenario, was shorter, and the German kept running. And in that game, I kept stopping him all over. But by this time, he has all these tanks. So if you're patient, as the German, there's no hurry. 11 it's a big board, but these 11 turns are
11 turns. Wow. Yeah.
There are plenty to get there.
Yeah.
What you're looking at here was just turn 6. And maybe I really screwed it up. So players who who've played this, come give us some advice.
Yeah. Let us know your overall strategy for this scenario. That was HS
28. They're
28.
the ones that came after. Now let me load one more game. We'll finish up the show here, I think.
Do you have the paper version of the map on this one?
Yeah.
You do. Okay. I don't remember. I'm sure you do. You've got everything, but
yeah.
I don't remember seeing it. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, you can pull that screen off, Jeff.
Okay.
And it's Riley's Road. So then I played a game with son Adam, you recall. So I'll load that in. Brash Encounter.
Okay.
This is from OB3. OB3. What is OB? Out of the Bunker 3. Well, originally it was DB001 for players who know those insignia. So now I have it up. Did you join the room or see?
Yeah, I'm in the room. Let me resync. And we'll share that.
This is quick, short, fun, 6 turns, Germans attacking, France, 1940, right? French defend with just 2. I lost this. 2 half squads and a light machine gun in these 2 foxholes to start the game. This bridge in this hex, that's the foxholes. The bridge is right here on the river, of course, right?
Mm-hmm.
Under there. So hex Y6 is a bridge. He starts with just the 2 half squads and a light machine gun and an 8.0 in those hexes. The German enters with all these 548 elites and a half squad. A DC, 2 anti-tank rifles, which could be helpful here if you get side shots. Maybe a hero, a couple light machine guns. Well, it's Adam, so I helped them set up. Well, obviously you have to set up pretty close to this bridge. They give you these 2 foxholes. But all the rest of what you're seeing here came on as reinforcements. So I went easy on the first turn attack. You can't. I think this scenario is designed for the German to get in those foxholes and hold that bridge and become a defender.
And because the reinforcements, when do the reinforcements come on? Turn what?
Yeah, turn 2. So the Germans have
so you got to get in there quick.
Yeah, they have 2 turns to travel this short board. Look how short it is.
Yeah, very short.
That's the whole board. Great, quick.
Do you have to worry about his tanks, though? I mean, you
were
only
not
got
on-
2 turns.
Yeah, they're not on for the first 2 turns. So.
Oh, okay. The tanks come on as
Yes.
reinforcements also. Okay, gotcha.
Only thing on the board were the 2 half squads and an 8-0 and a light machine gun.
Okay, okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
So you're taking 2 shots.
Okay, yeah.
Elite Germans with a Neg 1 leader. So here is the end game. So I went easy on them, and I think I tried to just set up in hexes like here, which is, well, that's an overlay, X, Y, Z. Looks like Z8 or Z9 in the woods. U10 down here.
Yeah.
I could shoot side shots with an ATR maybe, but I think this hex CC9 is a critical one for the German. If you got a couple, even a squad with a light machine gun in there, a small fire group can help cover this open ground around AA5, AA4, BB5 that he'll have to cross again to take this back. So
right now he comes in from the north
top, yeah, okay. Which is actually north on this board. Yeah. So he entered over here, bypassing to get into here. I think these guys are all broken now. Nope, they're all rallied up, but they were broken and routed back. So if you can route them back a couple times, it's only 5 turns this game.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And the tanks obviously can come in here and fill the open ground to block people's shots at the French troops. And here's where Adam had broken most of the Germans back here in this woods.
How was he breaking them with the guys in the foxholes?
Yeah, when the French move on, a good hex to be in is this CC5 here.
Oh, okay.
And BB4 here.
Yeah.
And you can make a fire groups because you got 6 squads coming on. And it's easy, you can break them. So I don't remember if the rolls were good or bad, but so he broke the Germans. They had to rally up, and at that point in time, he had a free walk. Can you see my cursor moving around through this whole bridge area? Mm-hmm. So he just, and I looked at him and said, okay, Adam, you really have, he's a college kid. He's played 5 games with me maybe his whole life, and he doesn't pay much attention when he plays me. So, but what a sport. Thank you, Adam. So I kind of said, what's your best thing to do? And he figured out on his own, well, I just want to go jump into those foxholes and I guess get on the bridge or just past the bridge. And I was thinking, you go even further. I'm broken. You can, you can get a lot out on this side of the bridge. But he chose to move that one vehicle up at the end to guard the front of the bridge.
Okay.
X, Y8, Y7. Throw some infantry on the bridge and retake the foxholes and keep this tank in AA5 because he can shoot everywhere.
Did you ever get any troops into the foxholes?
No, never. And
did you get them across the bridge?
No, you're seeing the last push.
Yeah.
So with only 5 turns, our first 2 turns was trading fire to break the guys out of the foxholes, which I did, and right then the reinforcements had come in on the second turn with a good double time bypass move to get up there, and now he's covered all the open ground, and the tanks covered the open ground.
Yeah. So he brought the tanks in. He brought the tanks in on across that same bypass.
I think he sent one down the road and one down the bypass side.
Yeah, I would think the armored assault down the road might be a way to go, but
yeah, for the French.
Also, there's a little bit of a loop there, so you really you lose a little movement factors. I can't see how many movement factors these tanks have, but you lose a little on. Of course, you are on the road though.
X1, yeah. So, right, I guess if the German takes these Foxholton Bridge, which they should,
Yeah.
it's a whole different little game. So we're gonna play it again,
Yeah. Oh, good.
and I'm gonna go all out in the first one because he's like, I don't see how you can win this, Dad. I'm like, well, I couldn't have gone easy on you in turn one. That was the mistake.
Yeah.
And so my DC guy charged out here at this tank and didn't get in. Oh, I got an unconfirmed kill on this tank. You can't see. Oh, I guess I can do this, right? I can spread out the stack. You can see that, right?
No, I can't see it. I
Oh,
can do it here.
oh yeah, spread that out. So that tank in there you can see is buttoned up. No, yeah, he got shocked from an ATR. So their armor factor is only 2 and 1. So
Yeah.
there's a chance taking them out.
Easy. Yeah, if you can get those ATRs up there, it seems like it wouldn't be too hard, but
Yeah, I think their kill numbers of 5, better, closer, maybe a
yeah,
2.
right.
So it's really a slim chance though, right? 5 minus the 2 front armor. 3 or less to kill. So I think I must have rolled 1 greater than for that shock.
I think the real victory is that you got Adam to play. And
Wonderfully said, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, and he'll play again.
Yeah, good. And you played on Vassal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can talk.
Yeah.
You and I small talk all through the game. Dave Timon and I talk 40 minutes minimum at the start of the game.
Yeah.
It's just what's going on in your lives.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? And with Adam too, it's great to check in.
Yeah.
How you doing? And that's all we got. I think this is probably a show.
I would say so. Well, then it was good to see you, Dave.
Yeah, you can get that screen off of there, or did you stop?
Oh, yes. Yeah, let me get back to my
Your
beautiful face. Ah, there we go.
Yep. So that's what we've been playing lately, and that's your LFT charts. What's up next? The Japanese Pacific game from MMP. Correct?
Yes.
And we missed a Rich. We have a contest to do real quick, and we missed a Rich Spilkey chart last time.
We do every time, I'm sure. I spoke to Rich the other day, and you could hear him. He was like highly frustrated. I'm trying to think of a character, maybe in a TV show. He acted a little bit like the chief from the old Get Smart. You could tell he was frustrated with us for forgetting some of the charts, and specifically we were talking about machine gun cupolas and slopes and things like that he included specifically on some charts, and we forgot to mention that and just kind of went along. And I said, Rich, I'll send you $1,000. And so if you forgive us, and so he did.
Yeah, I like the way he always says, I love you guys to death, but
I love you guys.
What is with you?
Yeah.
No,
I can feel him. I can feel him smacking me through the phone. If he had a smack button on his keyboard, there'd be a big punching mitt coming out of my face.
And we have a giveaway of the counters from Twitter, and we have 25 people, Jeff, that retweeted that. I don't know if it was by the deadline. Shoot. Well, so I pulled up our Twitter account. I'm looking at Alan Curry, Lev, Game Dog, John Hovey, Vlad C, JLC, Sunday, Monsieur Costanaz, Ikanona, Karsten Weiser, Kaziri Victor, Lauren Tincher, Hong Kong Wargamer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Michael Rogers, Ron Wilson. One of them is going to get these counters sent to them. So, Jeff, do you want to pick a number between 1 and 25?
Okay, I'm going to use, how about this? I'm going to pull up a random number generator.
And of course, I forgot to say continental US only, so go ahead, sir. I can hear you clicking. This is getting exhausting.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, it's gonna be a 1 dice, 25 sided.
Wow, I wonder what that looks like.
Roll 1. Well, I'm gonna show you what it looks like. I'm gonna share my screen.
Did they do a geomorphic picture of it made up?
This is it. This is a single dice, 25 sided. Go. Number 11.
Karsten Weiser.
Ding, ding, Karsten.
Are the winner, Karsten.
You lucky man or woman.
I am going to text you right now, so I will send those out, and we will next be doing the next set of them for the Patreon supporters. So,
right.
Get on Patreon quick if you want to be in that one, and we will see you all later.
See you next time, everybody. Remember to roll low.
And rally well.
But not, of course, when you are playing Dave or me or I or me or I or me or I.
Change the wording. You can.
Sorry.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Touch wet. Wipe my nose while I wave.
Yeah.
No one knows.
Did you wash your hands today? Or yesterday?
Many times today. All right. Now, what time is it? And what do you want to do a little bit more?